Bookish friends, welcome to another top 5 video. In this top 5 video, I'm going to talk about my favorite audiobook narrators. Although I'm quite new to the audiobook experience, I still have some favorite narrators. The narrator really does affect my enjoyment of the audiobook. So let's see which narrators I prefer when I listen to audiobooks. The narrator in the 5th place is a Turkish narrator, Umut Tabak. I've listened 2 books from him. I listened to the Turkish version of Crime and Punishment from him. And this very long book actually became a delight to listen. I treasured the moments that I listened because of his very soft-spoken voice and his excellent pronunciation. And the second book that I listened was again the Turkish version of Gentleman Hırsız, Arsene Lupin. In this book, he did the voices of the characters so well, and his toning of the words fitted perfectly with the subtle wit of the book. I think he was excellent in that one too. And I'm very excited that he narrates one of the future books in Joe Nesbo series that I'm listening, as well as one of the later books in the detective series by Ahmet Ümit, which I also plan to listen. So I'm very excited to listen to both of these books. The narrator in the 4th place is Daniel Henning. I very recently listened to The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune from him. And I think he was an excellent narrator because there are many different characters in this book. And he somehow made the voices of all of the characters, including the characters who are children, very distinctive. And his toning and pronunciation fitted the character as well. When I looked at my application, I saw that he narrated books in very different genres. His 2 biggest genres are romance books and non-fiction. I'm not a big fan of non-fiction in audiobook, but I will certainly try the books narrated by him in the romance genre. Narrator in the 3rd place is Hugh Fraser, who actually played Captain Hastings in the famous Poirot series, in which David Suchet plays Hercule Poirot. I've listened to, I think, 4 Agatha Christie books from him, and I think he's an excellent narrator, and his narration of Sparkling Cyanide I think was my favorite because he had this dramatic voice which fitted the atmosphere of the book very much. I will definitely remember his narration of Rosemary is for Remembrance by him because it was so distinctive and it was wonderful. And the Agatha Christie books in my audiobook applications are narrated by various different narrators. And if Hugh Fraser is an option for me to listen to those books, I will choose the version narrated by him. And I'm very glad that there are many Agatha Christie books narrated by him waiting for me to listen to. The narrator in the 2nd place is Rosalind Lander. I listened to the 8 books of the Bridgertons series by Julia Quinn, narrated by her. And I have to say, after listening to the 1st book, I decided that I will listen to the whole series because I've enjoyed her narration so much. Although she narrated both male and the female characters, he did not give the male characters such weird voices like some of the narrators did. And that made it, I think, perfect. Otherwise, it becomes a bit funny and sometimes annoying. But her most endearing quality in narrating the series was that she totally captured the wit of the books as well as the romance. There are more books by Julia Quinn and other romance authors narrated by Rosalind Lander, and in the future the books narrated by her will be my preference. My favorite narrator is Stephen Fry. I actually listened to just one book by him, but it was so good. I could not believe that I could enjoy a children's book so much. It was the first book in Paddington Bear series, A Bear Called Paddington by Michael Bond. He read the sentences with such a wonderful wit as intended in the book. I found myself chuckling all the time while listening to this book. I'm almost sure that I would not have enjoyed this book so much if I had read it as an ebook or physical book, because I think Stephen Fry makes the Paddington Bear come alive so excellently, and I'm very fortunate that most of the books in the rest of the series are narrated by him. I'm certainly planning to continue listening to this very cute middle grade series. I have found two books that are narrated by Stephen Fry that I'm very interested in listening. One of them is short stories by Anton Chekhov, and the other one is children's stories by Oscar Wilde. So it is very possible that I will talk about the wonderful narration of Stephen Fry more in the future. So those were my top 5 favorite narrators so far. It is very possible that this list will change as I listen to more and more audiobooks. I really would like to know about your favorite audiobook narrators, since audiobooks are now a big part of my reading experience. If you're a new viewer, first of all, welcome. Please like and subscribe. Hope to see you very soon. Bye. As for Turkish word of the day, I'm going to choose narrator. Narrator means anlatıcı in Turkish, and anlatıcı is our Turkish word of the day. Have a good day.